Okay, so hi everyone. Um, I hope you enjoyed the conference so far. Did you enjoy the conference so far? Yeah? Yeah. Great. So today I'm going to talk about Vue CLI, which is one of the most useful tool out there to create and manage your applications made with Vue. So let's go ahead and start. So I'm Guillaume Chau, I'm from the core team, but I don't really like the introductory slide at the beginning, so it's at the end. So the main topic about Vue CLI is creating a new Vue project. So previously, you were using with Vue CLI 2 this good old command, which is Vue init. And that was like the case for the first and the second versions of Vue CLI. And it was great, but it had a few issues. There was like a lot of templates to choose from, which were very different. One with Webpack, one with Browserify, one without any bundlers. And also you had like a lot of different templates to find on the internet. So that was like a bit, maybe a bit a too big choice to make for newcomers, you know. And the Vue CLI 2 was only also about generating a new project. So it was very simple, but not really powerful. And the thing about Vue CLI 2 generation was it was ejecting you from the get-go. So basically, when you run the Vue init command to create a new project and it was finished, you were on your own. So Vue CLI wasn't there anymore, and basically you couldn't like easily upgrade the template or add new features. And yeah, difficult upgrades. And so we thought it was a good time to do something else and maybe address all those issues. So Evan started working on the new version of Vue CLI at the end of last year, which is version 3. And it's available already, so it's out. It's been out for like a month or so. If you previously used Vue CLI, you must install it first, because we changed the name of the package to @vue/CLI under the Vue scope on npm. So you can go ahead and install it, but maybe not now because the Wi-Fi will crash. Okay, so what's the difference between version 3 and the previous versions? Well, a lot of things are different this time. So first, Evan went ahead and remade the whole project from scratch. So that was a huge effort. And also, he designed an entirely new architecture around plugins. So it's very different from templates. We'll go back to it in a bit. And also, he made an API available for you to create new plugins and extend the feature set of Vue CLI 3. So our goal is to make Vue CLI 3 the ultimate standard build toolchain for every single Vue project. So that's our goal. So it has a lot of features. So the new command is Vue create, and inside Vue create you have like a built-in zero config fully featured Webpack 4, which is pretty nice to get started, especially if you are a newcomer. Also, Bubble 7, Post CSS, Sass, Stylus, Less, auto-generated HTML, modern mode, which means it will compile without bubble polyfills on transform, so it runs faster and it's lighter for modern browsers. Multi-page support if you are like doing an app with Ruby on Rails, for example. Library target if you are doing a library, and even compilation to web components. Also, all of this is included. So I talked about a big difference about, between Vue CLI 3 and Vue CLI 2. It was that there's no template anymore, and all of this is based around plugins. So you can select which plugin you want to use when you create a project with a nice feature selection system. So basically, you can select if you want Vue Router, Vuex, TypeScript, PWA support, ESLint or equivalents. Also, if you need to write tests, you can add Jest, Mocha, Cypress, or Nightwatch. All of those are like official plugins you can use when you create the project. And also, if you forgot, for example, to add Jest for unit testing, you can add it later. So you don't need like to recreate a new project with the new selection of features. You can add the Jest plugin after that. And also, Vue CLI plugins can be upgraded. So for example, if Jest releases a new version which has breaking change in the configuration, we take care of that for you. So you just update the Vue CLI plugin Jest package in your app, and then done. That was a big deal, for example, for the Microsoft folks, which were working on a fork of our Vue CLI 2 template, Webpack template, to integrate TypeScript, and they had like a hard time keeping it in sync with our own repository. So now they can. Well, they don't need to because we made a plugin for TypeScript, but now you can just upgrade the plugin and the code. Also, I talked about ejecting a bit earlier, and I said that Vue CLI 2 was ejecting you as soon as it was finished generating the new project, but this time around, Vue Create isn't like one command, and you have a lot of more it can do. So in your project, you have something called Vue CLI service, which is kind of like a runtime of Vue CLI inside your project. So Vue CLI is still here. You're not like alone, like after creating Vue CLI 2 project. And you will be able, like for example, to add commands via plugins, and it will go through Vue CLI service, and then you can like automatically load all the Vue CLI plugins and run something. So for example, there is like Vue CLI serve command, which will run Webpack 4 in development mode, and then we go through all of your installed Vue CLI plugins, and each plugin can then interact with Vue CLI service to, for example, modify the Webpack config or add a new command. So obviously, Vue CLI can create a new project, but it can also help you with development with the commands, and it can help you with the production build, deployments, and anything you want really during the lifecycle of the project, because of thanks to this plugin system. And if the official plugins are not enough, if you feel like you need, for example, GraphQL or internationalization, well, the community got you covered. We have already like more than 240 plugins available to install, which is great because the last time I showed this slide, it was only 130. So it's growing quite a lot. And you can create your own, obviously, and then publish it, and everyone will be grateful for your work. And one more little bit of thing, which is the big part of this talk, which was, I like this GIF. It's amazing. Whoa. it's the Vue CLI UI, which stands for user interface. What? CLI and UI together? Isn't like CLI command line interface? Yes, it is, but why not like providing a graphical user interface with it? So that was an idea we had this year. And then why did I do that? Because I thought that because Vue CLI 3 is way more powerful, the usage is a bit more complicated. There are like more options, more commands. So you need to like make more choices, especially when you are a newcomers. You like need to make. You can use, for example, the default preset, but if you want like to customize the project generation, there are like a lot of options to choose from. So to alleviate that, compared to Vue CLI, where you are like basically to choose a template and then a few parameters, the UI can like make it easier. More commands, as I said, and options. So as we are like the progressive web framework, we still try to make it like very easy to use and very easy to get started. So I thought that a graphical user interface was a great way to do that. This is a very nice sentence I like. It's quoted from the guy who made Code Sandbox, if you know it. It's an online IDE. And during Vue Amsterdam in February, he said something like this: let's interfacize everything. Interfacize, I think, is a made-up word. But I like this sentence a lot. And it says like, maybe we could like try to make really great graphical user interface for developers, not like users only, and make the developers' life easier. So what does the UI bring us? More context, because we can like have use the screen estate to provide context and explanations to the page, and then for each items. We can also improve discoverability. For example, creating a search interface in a graphical user interface is way easier than in a terminal. I think somebody made an experiment with Algolia on the terminal, but yeah, it's not that great. We can also like improve the prompts, which are like the fields you need to type in to change the parameters. For example, we can have like real switch, selects, color prompts, and a lot more. There is not like infinite possibilities here. And we can easily localize everything. So that's why I started working on some UI things. So I created a UI components collection to be used across all official Vue apps. And then, after some work, you can now use this command with Vue CLI 3, which will open a full graphical user interface into your default browser. So instead of interacting with the terminal, then you can like use buttons and read more text. So how does it work? It's starting an Apollo server with Express on the Node.js side, and then it opens a web app written with Vue, basically. So no electron needed. No hundreds of megabytes of downloads. So very low memory consumption. I like it. Demo time, I guess. I like this GIF as well. So this is what the UI looks like. So the first screen you see is a project manager, when you can like open projects, create new ones, or import some. So let's go ahead and create a new project. It's slippery. I call it demo. So as you can see, there's like a full real form here. So we can see with one glance that there are a few options, and we don't need like to go to the documentation or type --help in the terminal to get all the arguments. So it's better discoverability for all the parameters. Also, we can do like things like checking if the folder already exists to tell you in real time. I'll override it. And then you get this preset screen, which is the place where you can select presets which are a collection of features you already selected previously. So when you first use the CLI, you get the default preset, which only has a bubble and ESLint. You can also select your own presets. You can fetch a preset from a Git repository, for example, if you want to share it with the world or with your team. And the most interesting one is manual preset, which will allow you to select which feature you want to use in this new project. So here's the feature screen. As you can see, we can like provide a bit more context with a short explanation at the top of the screen because we have like screen estate. And we can provide descriptions, links, for example, if somebody like doesn't know what PWA is, you can like just click on more info, and then we will like redirect it to the right documentation. So let's select a few things. And then if some features require some configuration, you get this last screen, which allows you, for example, if you want to select if you want to use SAS or less or stylus, if you selected CSS processor. And since I also selected ESLint, I can select a few different configs. I like the standard config one. And then I can just go ahead and create the project. This last step is about saving all my selection into a preset, so you can like very easily reuse everything you selected to create a new project without going through all of this again. Skip this. And now it's going to do some yarn install during the demo, so I guess I hope it will not like be too long. It's doing okay. Don't use the Wi-Fi, please. Okay, we are almost done. Great, we have a new project. The first screen here is the plugin screen, which will show you all the plugins you installed in your project. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a sneak peek of the next version of Vue CLI UI, which is not released yet. So here it is. It's looking a bit different for those of you that used Vue CLI UI already. Change the colors a little bit here and there. And just to show you that you can like import an existing project, the thing to note is that you don't like have to only import a Vue project. You can import any JS project, really. It's just that some features won't like be shown because they don't make sense in a standard JS project. I use it for example, to develop the dev tools. This is not like a Vue CLI free project, but I can still like use it inside the UI. So here's the project I just created. I go ahead and import it. And here's the new first screen you see in the near future, which is the new project dashboard. So you are greeted with a nice welcome tips widget here, which like tell you a little bit about what's going on, where is the screen, where I am. And if you're done with it, you can like just get it out of the way. And the other small widget, it's kind of useful sometimes to like kill a network part because you have like a process that didn't like terminate gracefully or something. So it happens to me all the time. So I thought that widget would be cool. And here you got a little customize button on the right. Maybe I can like full screen so there's more space. And if you click on it, you go to the customization mode, and you can see here a list of available plugins which will be built into the UI. So for example, some of them are not currently working, fully working, so they may not be like, they don't have a real backing yet, but I'm still working on it. And you can like then move them around. Also, for some of them, if the plugin allows it, you can like resize them as well. And you can like then have some of them allows you to add multiple instances. And then we have like a nice customized project dashboard. So there will be like plugin and dependencies update checking, also vulnerability. So you can, in the widgets, you can expand into a new view. So for example, if you have like 3 vulnerabilities, you can click on more details and it zoom into a new view, which is more details. You can also do that with the newsfeed widget. Here, by default, it's using it will like fetch the official podcast, so you can listen to it if you want inside the UI. You can also parameter widgets, which means like, for example, you can say, I want Next.js repository, and then save, and then Wi-Fi. Oh, maybe I messed up the name. Oh, it's a .js. Okay. Thank you, Next Brothers. Wi-Fi. There you go. Release notes. You can then like click on one of them and have like more details. And special like Vue Vixen so this is for Vue Vixen because we have like a crew here from Vue Vixen. You can like put this URL into the newsfeed widget, and then Wi-Fi, and you got all the Vue Vixen posts. So for example, I think Natalia wrote this one. So you can read Natalia tutorials right from the UI. So thank you, Natalia, for writing all of those. You can also like create shortcuts for tasks, but I'll go back to this a bit later. So here's the plugin view, which lists all the plugins in your project. You can easily add new plugins with this full screen search interface, which is like really hard, would be really hard to do in the terminal. So for example, let's say we want to add GraphQL support. So you just search, click, and then click on this big install button, and everything is happening under the scene. So no terminal yet. Here we go. This is a feature that Vue CLI plugins can have using the API. which are install prompts. So plugins can like ask things from the user. For example, if they want to like add example code or not. So this results in this screen. And in the terminal, you get a less like lesson version of this, because you won't like get all the titles and the descriptions, and you can also add links here, for example. So basically, the UI provides a better experience. So here we can add like example code or graphical API server inside your app, and we click finish. And then we get a git diff of what the plugin did to our project, because the plugins can like generate new files, modify your files. So here's what the plugin just did in our project. We can like see that our package.json, oh, let's just search it. Package.json file was changed. So the plugin added 2 new scripts and a few new dependencies to our project, and we can go ahead and like commit all of this. Done. So I added GraphQL Apollo into the project. Then you can also manage the other dependencies like this. So everything that's not a plugin, you can like upgrade or uninstall or install a new one. So for example, if you need deep mesh, for example, Wi-Fi, yeah. Oh, so you can like select it and then install it into your project. And then the configuration screen is also pretty interesting, because the plugin API allows the plugin developers to create what I call configuration screen. So I'll share the slides so you get all the code. And it's very simple, because you just basically describe a configuration screen, and then in the user interface, it adds a new configuration screen here. So for example, there's this screen which is built in, which will show you a bunch of settings from Vue CLI. And since I added this new Apollo plugin, also get a few settings to play with. And all of those will update the configuration files into your project for you, so you don't need like to create or open them and go to the documentations and find out what kind of settings you can change. And lastly, there's the tasks, which are the equivalent to the NPM scripts inside the package.json file in your project. And I'm using the UI to develop the UI. So I'm just gonna start okay. So if you go to the serve task, you see that there is a Webpack dashboard included, which will show you a bunch of stats. So let's say we run the build one. Oh, error. Okay, I'll show it here. So I run it on a stable release. So you get a bunch of stats. So for example, how like long the assets may load on the 3G connection, for example. And also you get an analyzer, so you can like browse all the modules in every chunk and see what's taking up space, for example, Vue or some other like core.js. And you can also get the terminal output if you want to. And there's also the possibility to add parameters. So here are a few parameters. So again, you don't need like to go to the documentation and find out what kind of arguments you can put into this command. So I think it's a great help. I think I'm pretty much done for the demo. So here's a few code examples you will be able to find on the slides. So for example, the task is augmenting an NPM script. So it's matching a script in your project, and then you can add more things to it, like a description, a link, parameters, custom views, just like we saw it. And by the way, custom views are also part of this public API. So you as a plugin developer, you can create custom components using Vue, and then load them dynamically into the UI to create new experiences. So for example, since I've installed the Apollo task, I get this custom here. There's a custom component which is loaded from the Vue CLI plugin Apollo package. So basically, you can do anything you want to extend the user interface. So it's not very complicated. You just need in the plugin to register this, what I call a client add-on, which is basically JavaScript bundle, which is the result of the build for your like custom components, which will then be dynamically loaded into the UI as needed. You can have either the development version of it with automatic overloading on all the shiny stuff you are used to when you develop your add-on. And then in the add-on itself, you just need to put like a few lines of configuration, and then you're good to go. And you can replace the whole like usual entry with like new view and all of that with this, which registers your components into the UI when the JavaScript bundle is loaded. And also you can like write widgets, so for the dashboard. So here, all of those widgets are using a public API. So everything you see, you can do using your own plugins. So for example, here's a task shortcut. So I can select a task, and then I have a nice little shortcut for tasks. So that you can easily run the common tasks directly from the dashboard. And here's a little list of what's available for you to play with the UI. So you can, as I said, customize the install prompts and create configuration screen, augment the tasks, and do a lot more stuff. So there's a full documentation about this on the CLI website. So that's it for the main meat of the talk. So a little note about what's coming out for Vue CLI 3. So first, we will like very soonly update to Babel 7 final. Also add the Vue upgrade command, so it's easier for you to upgrade plugins in the project. Also do a custom error overlay for Webpack, so you can like click on the errors file path, and then it will like open it into your editor, like this, for example. Oh, I'm in full screen. So I already opened it, and let's close it. No, maybe I have. Okay. I should have one instance running because I don't have you can use the editor environment variable, But if you don't have it running, but if it's running, it will detect. So let's just go back to it and try again. Here we go. And I'll just like demo. No, I don't have time. Okay, so you will get a better error overlay, and then you will just click on the errors, and it will like open the right file at the right location using this system. And also for the UI, I'm working on a settings page, so you can like change the theme, for example, change to a dark theme, and have an automatic setting to change it throughout the day, or change the translation of the user interface. Also the dashboard, which isn't out yet. Also implementing more like keyboard interaction into it, and allowing you to install plugin globally for the whole computer, not for just a specific project. So for example, we can imagine someone making a GitHub plugin for Vue CLI, and then you just install it globally, and then you have like GitHub capabilities in the UI. So if you want more info about all of this, you can check out this website, which is the documentation for Vue CLI. And that's pretty much it. So for finishing, just a note about a few ways you can support my work and help me having more time to work on all of those open source projects. So the first way is baking my Patreon, which Vue School just did with because they became my first silver sponsors, a few days before. So huge thanks for Vue School. You can also buy t-shirts I designed. And that's pretty much it. Thank you. So anybody has any questions? No questions? Okay, Jeff.
So I was thinking that I was kind of needing to look for a marketplace where I can find all of this listed all 250 of them. But I think that that's what was built into the actual.
Yeah. If you go there, you get all the available Vue CLI plugins. So we got like 12 full pages of those and counting. So more than 200. Chris?
So what do you still need to use the terminal for with the Vue application, besides running Vue UI to start up for the first time?
Nothing, I guess. I mean, I like did everything inside the UI. So maybe there are like use cases not covered by plugins yet, but the goal is like the goal of the UI is to be as powerful as the CLI equivalent. Yes.
I was curious, how can we find a kill port like something?
Sorry.
Did you have a kill port with it, like right on the
Yeah.
on this spot? Or, so I was kind of curious how come you just have like so useful.
It's useful because sometimes like there could be like a process spawning other processes, and for example a server on a network part, and then if like the parent process is like crashes badly, and then it's not terminating all the children processes correctly, you can end up having like an open server on this specific port, and then if you try to run the server again, you get an error because the network part is already taken. So it happens to me all the time, so I thought like, why not having a little widget to do that instead of like going to the task manager and then finding the right process to kill and all that. Yes.
Is there a way
Oh, you mean a developer mode? Not yet, but why not? But that's not really like a CLI thing. It's more like editing package JSON. But why not? I mean, you can have a plugin like, or using the plugin API, we could like create a new page or add a new configuration screen, and then be able to manage the task or not that kind of thing. But not currently planned.
If you add a new script to the script section of package.json, will it show up in tasks?
Yep. You need to either go to plugins or click this little icon here to refresh, and then you get the new task.
Would that solve the kind of use case that you're looking for?
I think the question was really like creating a new task like from here, right? And then entering the commands, but then you can't like really use the full power of the UI without like coding a little bit in the plugin. So.
Yeah, I would assume you could do, with all the configuration options you can do, create some pretty complicated CLI commands that would be equivalent to the UI.
Like this one. This one is using the public API, so you can do something similar if you want.
I have a question. You use this project manager, right? Initialize the kind of project skeleton.
Yeah.
Then later on you do some modification manually to the source code. Then probably come back to the project manual, override whatever you did.
You mean?
This one I understand you guys created the initial structure for the project. Then later on you have some fixed bugs or added customized code. Using your added instead of that one. Then later on, you still continue to use this project manager to change your configuration and stuff.
Yeah.
Then find out the
Yeah, we are actually using a very nice library which allows us to change JavaScript files without breaking them. So, yeah. If you change, for example, the Vue config file, which is a JavaScript file, using this screen here, if you like toggle something and save, it will like if the file is not present, it will create it. But if it's present, it will like parse it and then like modify only the places it need to modify. So you should be fine. The rest of the code will be untouched.
even like source code, like detailed implementation kind of thing?
I don't think the configuration screens will modify the source code of your project. It's more for configuration files and everything that's around your project. Another question?
Can we access the slides online?
Access what? Sorry? Slides? Oh yeah. I'll just make them private. I think. Oh. You want to look at the codes?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I was just asking to access the slides. So I can see the slides online.
Posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, done. Yeah, you can go to slides.com/aquarium and it's the last one. Slides.com, AKRYUM. And then like this.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Use the UI frameworks underneath to build the UI like Beautify or something like that?
Yep.
For graphical background?
Sorry, is it using anything to build the UI or like a library to build the UI like Beautify or something like that?
You mean the UI components? Yeah, I had a slide about this. Sorry if it wasn't clear. But basically, I created a UI component collection. It's like the equivalent to, for example, Vuetify or something like that. So you can check it out here. And basically, the goal is to have a common set of components to work, to put those across all the official Vue apps, like the dev tools or the issue helper and the Vue CLI UI. So we have like the same looking components everywhere instead of having like different like buttons and switches. And so you can go check it out, and that's the component library I use as well. Other question? I think it's time for lunch. Thank you again.